No, actually, we want. Okay. Hello and welcome to Two Guys One Game. I'm one of your hosts, Major Frazier, but you can call me AJ.
And sometimes I'm Connor, but most of the time I'm a Caboose.
Caboose. And then there are several other names as well. But
Yeah, it goes down the line.
today we are reviewing the game Procession to Calvary, available on Steam for sure. Maybe other places, but we know for sure Steam. It's made by Joe Richardson and published by Superhot Studios.
Yes. Super hot.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's those same folks. They're
I
just
believe so. Yeah, they've come up with a lot of different games that are like very actiony. So it's really fun to see that they came out with a game like this. Most of the stuff I see are like super like shooty and like explosions. But yeah, this looks good.
And it's really cool to see a publisher capitalize on their success with Superhot and use it to produce like indie studios or creators like
and, like
Joe
keep
Richardson.
people. Yeah, Joe Richardson. Yeah, Joe Richardson really deserves to have something like this and like get this type of exposure on any sort of platform, and being able to be on Steam like this is really awesome for him.
Absolutely. So he has other stuff out there. It all seems to be in this kind of style. Superhot, I don't know if they necessarily took a risk or a gamble on him, but he's got the work to show for it, and it definitely paid off.
He does.
This is a really, really fun game, and we're going to get into that right now.
Yes.
In Procession to Calvary, you play as... What do we want to name ourselves? I don't think you ever named.
I don't think you have a name. You play as a female badass.
I think they just call you woman or girl throughout.
I don't even think there's any mention to your name.
Yeah. But you, at the very end of a holy war, are thrust into a world without killing, which is all you've ever known. And that doesn't work so well for you. As you are told by a pair of dudes that look suspiciously like Frazier and Niles that the war is over, you can't kill anymore, you go out to seek retribution for that, or at least the next step in your life, and find out that maybe you get to kill one more time, you know?
Just one more time.
One more time, but that may be also not
just
true.
Once.
This is a fairly open-ended game. You could play the quest, or you could do what Connor did.
What I did was I killed absolutely every mofo in the... You get struck by lightning every time you kill somebody, and you only need to be struck by lightning once to lose the game.
I didn't play the game that way. I didn't realize that. So does it like end entirely?
Well, it's super easy to kill people, right? Like you can literally kill everybody all the way up. You can kill every single person, just straight beeline, straight to Heavenly Peter. But what happens, and the game is completely different. So I played back through it, and there's a tale of a murderer that's on the loose. Somebody's killing people, and by the time you make it all the way to Heavenly Peter, he's ready for you, and there's a bunch of guards behind you, and you get killed, and you're over. It's done. And the game goes, hey, don't kill people. And the original reason that I ended up killing everybody was because I couldn't solve the first puzzle. And I thought that the game was adding this new thing, like, hey, you can solve puzzles, but wink, wink, nudge, nudge, you can also kill people if you want to. I thought, I was like, oh, you can do this if you just want to get like a skip. But my one problem with that was that I wasn't able to see the scissors that you need to grab to do something.
Right.
And they're sticking out of somebody's chest, and like this art style is amazing. I don't want to like knock on this art style.
Oh yeah, we should talk about that real
fast.
But the art,
it kind of was hard to see some objects.
Yeah, the art for this game all comes from actual Renaissance paintings that are in the public domain. So he's animating the characters or telling this story that doesn't exist, and throughout.
Yeah, within the painting. So it's really cool.
Yeah,
I like that. He's telling the story within the paintings.
He talks about how he gets ready for these games. He says that he finds the paintings first and then kind of weaves his story through it. I don't want to say that you can tell that, but after I read that, I was like, that makes a little more sense as to how this flows.
Yeah.
The entire like concept of the public domain paintings and the music is really, really cool, and it unfortunately does have those drawbacks like you were talking about. It's very busy sometimes. It's kind of hard to tell without using the clue feature, which is kind of cheating, to tell what the objects of interest are in the world.
And I didn't even know there was a clue feature until my second run through, because I didn't know there was an inventory, because I killed everybody.
You don't get any drops?
No, you just kill everybody all the way to the all the way to Heavenly Peter.
No sick loot.
You don't even have to unsheath your sword.
There's a lot of little jokes like that throughout this game, and that kind of get into my highlight for me is the humor here is very Monty Python-esque, very Mel Brooks. In the sense that at some point you're dealing with this magician charlatan who looks suspiciously like a little Jesus Christ.
Yep, like exactly.
Yeah, it's that wink, wink, nudge, nudge that is fantastic throughout the entirety of this game.
Yeah.
It's a very fine line to like copy Monty Python because they are funny without ever trying, right? Like it seems so effortlessly it seems so without effort.
Yeah.
This game does that most of the time. It is like 90% of the time the humor is without effort. It is very funny, just like obviously silly walks level, ha 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 ha. But also there are times where it kind of peeks out the fourth wall and it's not necessary. Like the entirety of this game with the Python-esque setting is the acknowledgement that the fourth wall is translucent, that you are winking to the audience kind of the whole time. So when they choose to directly look at the audience, it breaks this illusion. And they do that more than once in this game, and it never works for me. I don't really care for it, but I think you had a different idea about that.
Yeah, see, I slightly disagree just because I do kind of get like those jabs. I don't understand what they're talking about, but I think that's a lot of that is like really it just gets me in, and I think the fourth wall itself is like, yeah, it's gone. So like why even care? Like I mean I think that almost helps me out with the Monty Python aspect of it, where it's got that like that higher power being like, hey, what's up guys? Like I feel like that's almost very important in a lot of those jokes. And I do agree with you with the Monty Python. There's definitely parts specifically when you're after you do the job on Heavenly Peter, there's a part that is really Monty Python-esque, and also very Mel Brooks-esque, I think, with like the period piece and it being like, haha, this is funny because of it's in this time kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy that about this game, and doesn't really need to be a story because it's super fun.
Yeah.
And it's just like super funny, and you just have a good time playing it. Let's take you back to 2002 when Caboose was just a little one, playing his point-and-click adventures a lot like this game, but I was playing like Pajama Sam, Spy Fox, Freddy Fish, all different kinds of stuff, and this really honed back to that, and I had a good time trying to figure out puzzles and do it all and go through the story after I had absolutely murdered everybody. But it was really fun to meet all the different characters. My favorite was the lady with the sapphire, or no, the amethyst earring.
One with the pearl earring.
Yes. Well, now the pearl earring.
Yeah, that whole joke is very funny.
Yeah.
There is just, if you have a little bit of like, I don't even want to say like classical arts knowledge because that sounds pretentious, and I definitely don't. But I've seen some classical art paintings before. And so when that joke pays off and you see the girl with the pearl earring and she's wearing an amethyst earring and you just got a quest to find treasures, it's like, oh, I love that. That is so good.
Gotta go grab that baby.
So yeah, I think you touched on it just a little bit, but this game is wildly entertaining. It is so much fun to play. And so when we come to the review, is it worth $10, which is the retail price on Steam? Connor?
Heck yes. I mean, I would pay. I mean, this is $10 worth of fun for sure. I don't know if I would pay any more than that necessarily. I think it is just enough game for the amount that it is, and it is a very fun game and very enjoyable. I recommend this game a lot, especially at the price tag of $10.
Absolutely. I agree. There is not a whole lot of replayability to the game, so $10 is a very fair price for it. But at the same time, I will absolutely play this game at least one more time. There are.
I think you mentioned that it's a fun game to play with friends, kind of.
Yes, I will. If I ever have friends
decisions.
over, like, hey, let's sit down and let's try to solve this game together. Let's get inebriated and have a fun time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I definitely dig that a lot. That's what this game is for sure.
Yeah, I agree, and you should agree also.
And if you don't, that's fine.
Yeah, it's
Just some games aren't for everybody.
It's like your opinion, man. Thanks for watching Two Guys One Game, a game review show. I'm Major Fraser. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. And if you also are interested in like watching some good streams on the Twitch, you can find me at Major Fraser, Frazer, and my good friend Caboose here at
Xmod Caboose.
our very
but
social...
just spelled regular.
Yeah, no, it's not X. It's not Xmat.
It's not like boost with like extra O's. It's just normal, just 2 O's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like 12 O's. That's my.
But that is how
count.
you'd like us to pronounce it.
Yes, please.
Okay, great. Well, yeah, we'll get on it. Thanks for watching Xbod Caboose and Major Fraser review Procession to Calvary. Hope you have a fantastic day and a lovely, lovely life.